something that ties to one of my immediate asks, and that is for the diversity and inclusion strategy today, the diversity and inclusion goals that we have today, and the metrics that we have associated with that strategy and goal today. I need to see those right now, right? Because clearly those haven't been working, and I need a starting point for me to assess progress independently of what's being communicated from leadership. Corresponding, I need those same three things of the new journey forward, the path towards equity and equality. What's the new strategy to the extent that it's different? What's the new goal to the extent that it's different? And what are the new metrics, right? And all along that journey from now to the desired destination, I want report outs. We measure any and everything else in business. I need these metrics. And if you can't give them to me, I need to know why. And if you still won't give them to me after I ask why, note that this is important to a very loud and a significantly large population, both of your employees and your customer base.
I've asked those same questions before, being in the intersectionality group, being in a couple of other groups, to say, what is the numbers? My concern with some of this, and I think a couple of you pointed to it before, is the D&I is a way for them to dilute the message. This right now is about Black America, the Black community. And what I've been hearing, and some of my leaders and folks, is, well, we're all about belonging. We're all about inclusion, and this calls everybody. So they run down the entire list of all of the diversity, check boxes. And it's like, I get that, and I'm totally with that. But today is about the Black community. And I want to see the numbers that correspond to that, where we have the numbers out there. I've been told that the numbers are out there for D&I and for inclusion and LBG. I get all of that. I want to see the specific numbers for the Black community. So I totally get what you're saying. And I think that's where we need to be cautious, is when they throw out a number, is that an all-inclusive number or is that a Black community number?
Let me ask you a quick question. And I agree with everything you guys are saying, but I'm talking more, so you're talking up the ladder. I'm talking about your peers and below the ladder when they're saying, hey, Jermaine, what do I do? I'm telling them, have conversations and talk, but a lot of them are literally looking for some action items that they can take away. It's not something that I know the answer to. We don't know how to fix it. After we have the session, when I get 3 or 4 emails to the side that say, Jermaine, I really want to contribute and help change things, but I don't know what to do.
Are they looking to change things in the work environment, or are they looking to change things on a personal level? Because that's two different responses.
I think it's both for most.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. And I want to give Andre and Talon a round of applause, just the way that you all framed it up. I think one of the main steps with getting to the root cause of the problem you're dealing with is the point of discovery. I think this is the time to press for those metrics. This is the time now to say, hey, look, I need to know how many Black senior managers are in roles within our organization. I need to see these metrics on my own, and I don't want them bucketed. And this is something that, from my past experiences, is how they skew the numbers. They use advancements in minority groups by assessing and including in white females. Like, this is, call it what it is.
Oh, yeah.
And once you add that metric into there and push for advancement of that specific group, then it skews all your diversity numbers. I understand that it's diversity, but you're still putting someone else in the room that looks similar to you and your upbringing. So I understand that it is based on sex and gender, that is a difference. And I think one of the things that right now you should push for discovery. And then 2, Jermaine, is a little slight joke. Like, you have to be careful on who's asking for your help. Because what I feel like is this time, at this time, you maybe ran into emphasis on, let me ask my Black friend or my Black employee. Like that you're going to see that trend. And it's going to be like, well, if you have an issue where you need, I think you and Talon are leveraging this perfectly. If you need someone to speak to Black issues, and you notice that you don't know anyone to speak to these issues, you should bring me to the table. I should be at the table. And I think what Andre was pointing out is that if you're going into a room and there's no representation of someone like me, you should ask yourself deliberately, why is there no representation of someone like me in the room? Like, and they know that. They know that. They know that when they go in the room. It's like us on this call right now, we know when we look at, we don't have a ton of diversity on this call. They know what initially, when they walk into a senior leadership meeting, you don't have to you don't have to pull a report. You don't have to drive into any metrics.
Yep.
They can look quickly on that Skype call. What would that be a hard ask? Like, let me see your organizational chart with photos. Let's assess where we at.
Jermaine, let me try to answer your question directly to the point of what can you tell your peers and then more junior employees. For me, it is the request for data, because my presumption is that the initial answer is going to be no. I think it's going to take some critical mass, some tipping point of those requests to actually get the information disseminated. Okay?
I'm familiar with that. And it sounds like a simple question, but it's just something I couldn't really answer when it's, and DB, you're 100% right. I've been able to pick off the ones that say, okay, you're just replying to the post. But then there's some where I can tell they're really genuine, like, Jermaine, I really struggle with this, but I don't know, what can I do? And I hate to say it, but I'm like, honestly, I don't know, other than be vocal and call it out when you see it. Speak against it.
Just to kind of chime in really quickly, not to cut you off, Jermaine, I feel like what Andre said was very, very fitting. Being ally when we're not in the room, the key word is integrity, right? I work with my therapist and he lets me know, hey, what we want to do is we want to get you to look through the same filter, really, no matter what situation you're in, i.e. integrity, right? So exhibit that at the highest level, but to kind of sum it up, you'll just be a good human being. And I don't know how professionally plain you can put that, but I feel like the way Andre said it was essentially that. Be an ally for me when I'm not there, because that lets me know for sure that your heart is in the right place, your mind is in the right place. The answers that you're seeking out, they're within yourself. All you have to do is exhibit those. Thank you for Andre for giving that. And Jermaine, that's how I feel.
Jason, I think that's a valid point. I think one of the things that Jermaine's calling out specifically is that they want to put in work. They want to take some type of action.
They've been on the sidelines too long, and now they're like, you know what? I can't stay silent.
Yeah, and I would be straightforward with them. This is the first time I've had anyone ask. And at this moment, I apologize. Like, I really would like for you to, support, the organization, myself with this journey. But I think at this moment, I'm going through the point of discovery. I'm trying to figure out what I can do so therefore I can enlist others to support the cause as well. So don't put yourself into a point where you have to do like some others and get straight to the Twitter fingers. I need you to go protest, that may not be the space that they want to play. And that may not be what they're comfortable with. Gather information. I don't think anyone has, and I think that's why we have this call. We don't have a clear list of demands for corporate America at the moment.
DB, I actually have a couple, and I was intentionally withholding them. Before I interject there, Alex, do you have any thoughts? Haven't heard from you, and then anybody else that wants to chime in.
Some top-notch fellas, let me call up the collective, yes.